Good afternoon. I'm going to talk to you about shoulder pain. You can have shoulder pain for a variety of reasons. This is a shoulder, or the bones of the shoulder. You've got your clavicle, your scapula, your humerus, and down to your radius and ulna, and then the wrist bones. But we're not going down there into the fingers. We're up here. So, shoulder pain. And you'd have a lot of people that say they've hurt their rotator cuff muscles, live up around here, or they've got pain around the front of the shoulder. So I'll put it on me. That's how it kind of sits. Yeah? Back of the body, front of the body. Yeah? Back at the scapula's at the back, clavicle's at the front. So for some people, when they raise their arms, they get pain. Let's flick this around the right way. There we go. For some people, when they lift their arm, they get pain. Pain in the shoulder. I'm going to come closer. Pain in the shoulder. Yeah, so as they lift their arm, they get pain in the shoulder. Now I'm going to explain why. For some people, the trapezius muscles are a bit tight. And when your trapezius muscles are a bit tight, they have an effect of lifting the shoulder a little bit. Okay. Also, you have a muscle underneath the pec major. You have pec minor. What pec minor does is it attaches to the coracoid process and attaches to the first few ribs. And what that does is it has the ability to angle the shoulder forwards. So a lot of people that go to the gym, they do loads of chest press. They end up in that rounded shoulder, medially rotated posture. Now, in some cases, when you then reach up, because your shoulders are tighter and medially rotated, when you reach up overhead, for example, can you see how the gap between the end of the shoulder, the end of the humerus, called the greater trochanter, and your acromion, the tip of your shoulder blade, see how they get closer together? Yeah, they get closer together. Now, for some people, when their shoulder doesn't rotate because of tight muscles, generally, a muscle lives in here, in this little groove here. See, there's a little gap there. There we go, back. Now, through that gap, I'm going to stick my finger through the gap there, and it attaches onto the end here, and that muscle called supraspinatus. Now, as you lift your arm, that gap gets smaller and it squashes supraspinatus. So my finger supraspinatus, as it goes up, you can see squash, pain. And so you'll find that overhead movements cause pain because you've squashed the supraspinatus muscle, which is one of your rotator cuff muscles. You've squashed that muscle between the greater tuberosity on the humerus bone and the acromion bone. So the muscle's never going to win. Repeated activities, this muscle then wants to swell. It's been hurt, it wants to swell. There's no space. Yeah? And so what happens is then it doesn't take so much movement to cause pain because now this tissue's swollen, it's taking up more space, and now smaller movements can aggravate that pain. If you go to your doctor, you would be given pain medication. Sometimes they may come to you and say, hey, well, do you know what, you can have surgery. What are the options for surgery? Well, for some people, they can have decompression surgery. Now, decompression. So if this is compressed, ouch, yeah, decompression surgery. So they'll go in and they'll work on the soft tissue to create that gap. Also, sometimes with repeated aggravation, injury to the supraspinatus, you can actually cause slap lesions, which are lesions to the rotator cuff musculature and the ligaments around the shoulder, leading to instability. Yeah, and then you have to then go and start doing rotator cuff exercises to build strength. Out to the side, external rotation, internal rotation, just to build that strength back up, because with these rotator cuff muscles are the only thing that hold the head of humerus into the glenoid. Yeah, the glenoid in the shoulder. You can see it doesn't look like a very good joint. There's not much. It's not like the ball and socket joint in the hip where there's a good socket and the ball, and there's a lot of joint congruency, which means there's a lot of joint contact to make that quite a stable joint. It takes a lot to dislocate a hip. If you've reached back or fallen and landed funny on the shoulder, you know that it doesn't take much to dislocate a shoulder sometimes. And so rotator cuff muscles, unfortunately, because they're muscles, when stretched, muscles and ligaments, when they're stretched, it takes a little more to kind of get that stability back. You need to work on the muscles because ligaments don't regain back their length. you then want the muscles to then increase their tone and their activity, so that in given situations, and now the muscles are now will provide more stability. So, shoulder pain caused by supraspinatus impingement. This is what causes it. Now, what can you do to ease it? One is to stretch that tight muscle. There's the stretch for the trap. A good stretch. You should feel it shouldn't be uncomfortable, but you're gonna go good ear down to good shoulder, or opposite ear to opposite shoulder, away from the pain. A good stretch. The other thing you can do is to drop your chin slightly. Now, whilst your head is to the side, that is, keep your head to the side and then drop your chin slightly. You should feel that stretch move towards the back of the neck. Now you're getting levator scapula. Levator scapula is another muscle that lives on the back of the scapula. Actually attaches here, goes up to the back of the head. Now when that muscle's tight, it also helps to lift that shoulder. So we're going to stretch away, drop the chin, get a little bit of levator scapula, stretch the traps. The other thing that we're going to do is for pec minor, that muscle that's pulling the shoulder forwards. One exercise that I like is you link your hands behind you. I'm going to spin around you so you can see. Link your hands, and you're going to reach back and down. Now you see what that does to my shoulders, yeah? So pec minor, oh, smashing my watch. Pec minor is pulling me down, yeah, when it's tight. And what I'm doing is I'm reaching back and opening up the chest. And that's a good stretch for pec minor. As you can see with all of these stretches, I can't really feel this one, I'm not tight. But with all the stretches, like here for example, I'm breathing, I can talk to you, and I can feel the stretch. Doesn't have to be too uncomfortable. Go within your pain limits and remember to breathe. So yeah, that's shoulder pain, supraspinatus impingement, a couple stretches, anything else you want to see, let me know.